In today's video, we are going to be breaking down Rui Hachimura's basketball shooting form. He is only a 29% three-point shooter. However, a lot of subscribers have been asking to break down his shooting form. I think it's not all that bad, so let's get down and let's check out how Rui Hachimura shoots the three-point shot and mid-range shot. So in this first clip, what we have is a step back. Now, with this step back, he tends to really overemphasize where he is facing. Now, this could be the reason why he is shooting at 29% from the three-point line, but he still has a lot of good things going for him and a couple of reasons why he does shoot like this. So for one, what do we see in his shooting form? So first off, his hips and his shoulders are not square with the rim. The rim is over here and they are facing this way. So what this is going to do for most players' shots is the fact that it's going to push that ball out, in this case towards that left side. However, we do see that lead foot, that lead leg with the knee facing towards the rim, while the left knee is not facing towards the rim. He has a very wide stance when he shoots. Now, when he does gather that ball, he gathers at his hips and then he brings it up into his set point. Now, one thing that we do notice when he comes into his set point is when he goes up into the set point, he does not bend the elbow. What this does for you is to, like I've said in multiple other videos, it helps with your consistency. The less movement, the better. Now, moving on from there, what we do see is when he starts going up for a shot, his left hip starts to move forward just a bit. This is going to now square him up even better towards the rim, which could allow him to shoot again more consistently. Now, his set point is above his head, which again will help him from getting blocked. However, whenever you're shooting and the ball goes past the midpoint of your head, that is when you start seeing inconsistencies with your shot. Now, the nice thing that I do see, and I'll show you in another clip, is that his elbow is totally right underneath the ball. What that's going to do for him is wherever the shoulder and elbow are pointing, that is generally where that ball is going to be going. So that is more or less your aim. When he does release that ball, he releases, has a nice follow through and elbow above the forehead. What that's going to do for him is to give him a lot of arc on his shot, which we do see a good amount of arc on his shot there. Now, he does keep his elbow above his forehead until he lands and then he swings his arms back. Now, considering that he shoots at 29% from the three-point line, personally, I wouldn't be backpedaling. I would be attacking that rim in case you miss. Because really, to be honest with you, at over 32% at the three-point line, you are a consistent shooter. You are actually a more valuable player than somebody who attacks the rim. That's just how the math goes. A lot of people disagree with that, but a lot of people do agree with that. Now, we got a little bit of a close-up view. And from here, what we do see is the elbow and the shoulder both line up with the rim. Next, which is very important, is that the elbow is actually really underneath that ball, like to the point of down the middle of the ball. Sometimes it'll be out towards the right side, sometimes it'll be out towards the left side, but this is almost directly right underneath that ball. What that's going to do for him is that's going to make him, or at least force him, to shoot the ball off of two fingers. He has the pointer finger and the middle finger, and his wrist slightly comes out towards that right side. What this is going to do for a lot of players is sometimes we'll see this where the ball will consistently hit the left side of the rim or consistently go left of the rim. Now, if this is the way his wrist bends, then that's just how it's going to be. But by having your elbow directly underneath the ball, you might want to go off the middle finger, and that if you were a player who shoots like this, then this may be an option for you. Usually it's a good idea to shoot off of those two fingers if your elbow was just a bit more left, which then comes down to what happens with his set shot versus a step back. Now, what we also do see is that his thumb does not flick the ball, so he doesn't shoot like Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry. But what this is going to do for him, if he was to have the thumb flick in a shooting form like this, is if he was to have a thumb flick, you would most likely see less arc on the ball, potentially less spin on the ball, but also the ball hitting usually the right side of the rim, and you really don't want to see that happen. He has that nice follow through. It's a strong follow through. He's not soft with the hand like this like Steph Curry. His hand goes like this, which means that it's a hard flick, which means that there should be a lot of spin on that ball, and we can see that there is quite a lot of spin on that ball. So that's a very good shot. However, when it comes to a set shot, you would most likely want to see that left leg come a bit further forward. And now when we do look at a set shot, we do notice that he does hop into his shot and his shoulders are over his knees and over his toes, and his left foot on a set shot is straight while that right foot is slightly out towards the left. So this is a little bit of an inconsistency when it comes to a step back versus a set shot. Now, when he does go up for a set shot, he again has that elbow underneath that ball, and he does have the right foot jump forward while his left foot stays roughly in the same spot. If he could have the left foot also slightly come forward, because obviously if you are jumping forward into your shot, you don't want to be twisting your body into your shot. Usually that makes that ball bounce left. So when we see a set shot, if he's going to be jumping forward with the right foot, we also want to see that with the left foot as well. You want to have your feet land at the same time, the same way roughly as where they took off from if you're in a set shot. That's just going to allow you to have more consistency and balance in your shot. Now this one does go in, but as I said, with that right foot going forward, that ball is going to go left, and we do see that it hits off the left side of the rim, but still a very consistent shot. It did go in. It is less than 32%. So what we do see from players less than 32%, they are going to be better off actually driving towards the rim than they are shooting threes. However, at the same time, he is so close to 32%, I really wouldn't be surprised if over this year or the coming years that he's going to be a more consistent shooter if he follows or listens to some of his trainers where they say whatever their views are when it comes to his shot. Obviously, I'm not his trainer. But from there, those are some of the things that I would personally be teaching a player if you were shooting like that. Now, really quickly, if you're shooting less than 32%, go out, record yourself shooting from a couple of different angles, look at a couple of my NBA breakdowns that I've done, and see if there's a few things that you do, and try some of the fixes that I mentioned. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.